welcome back to my channel. This is What is Wednesday. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, welcome. What is Wednesday is a series started on my channel where anybody and everybody can comment, complain, and your concerns out there. I basically do what is, where is, why is, and I'm now going to be doing how is, or how. So basically you can come to my channel, comment anywhere you want. I have the links to my social medias are down in the description box down below of every video. So without further ado, let's get into some of you guys' complaints.
Hi everyone, I'm your host Cherish. As you heard by that intro, this is What is Wednesday. We are at episode 49. So originally this was going to be the challenge question giving, and then next week would have wound up being the challenge winning, if you will. But I actually have decided, in talking to my team and going over a couple things, it still could change, but for now, I am still going to read the question at the end of the video. I think I normally read it at the beginning and the end. I'm just going to read it at the end. And then you guys are actually going to get a whole lot more time. For those of you who participate in the challenge, you guys are going to get a actually longer time frame to participate in the challenge and submit your answers. As you guys know, the first week in March is going to be episode 50. And the second week is going to be season 2, episode 1. So originally I was going to take a break. It does depend on how next week goes, if I can even get up the episode. Otherwise, 50 is like not even going to happen, but I'm hopefully going to still do 50. You guys just don't have to have the answers submitted. Originally I was going to say by Sunday. I do want you guys to submit your What is Wednesday for next week to be filmed by Sunday, because Monday I am going to film it. Saturday I'm going to film it. So forgive me. I need you guys to finish submitting them by Friday. Saturday at the latest, and Saturday night I am going to film it. And it will be scheduled upload. It won't be a live upload. It will be a scheduled upload still on Wednesday. So it's okay if you guys don't get a whole lot in. I normally only need like 1 or 2. If you guys aren't able to submit any, that's completely fine. I do have some, like 1 or 2 left over from some of you guys who have submitted but then not submitted anymore. Maybe because you were mad at me that I didn't do it during Christmas time. But that's completely fine. So basically what is going to happen is I'm going to read at the end of this, at the end of our video, I'm going to read the question that I want you guys to answer as many times as you can answer. The rules and how that all goes, it's not really rules, but the how it all works is in an updates video, and I'm going to put the updates, What is Wednesday updates playlist over here so you guys can find it. So that's just something I'm going to work on doing for you guys. But anyways, so basically what's going to happen is next week, or technically this weekend, I'm going to film the What is Wednesday, and I'm going to give you guys the question one more time. The second week in March, I will then reveal the winner from the challenge. And then how that all works is still also in that playlist. I do believe it is episode or video, like the first video. I think that's where all the rules and how this all worked. Like I said again, it's not rules, it's just like how it all works. Before we get into this, I really want you guys to send some prayers to one of our Disney family members. Over this past weekend, she was in a horrible accident. She is currently in a coma, in a medically induced coma. I have no real information. Her roommate has been keeping me somewhat up to date, but as much as she knows is what she's letting us know. So you guys keep her in your prayers. We hope that she has a recovery. She does already have a couple medical issues. The most that we know is that either June or July, she's actually going to wind up having surgery as long as she survives the internal damages and the external damages. So we are praying hard for her that she does come out of this. So yeah, she is from Florida. So she is our Orlando family, or Tampa family. Florida family, but she's from Tampa, so she is our Tampa family. So we do hope that she is okay. I will let any of you guys who want to know about her, who know her, what's happening if you haven't already heard from her roommate. So enough of the sad. We do pray for her, but no more sad. Okay, here's the crowd by me. If you guys hear noise, that would be my two kids playing. I have them both in here together today. The first one comes from a friend on Instagram. He says, what is a favorite quarter machine prize place to go and place to get a prize from, and what was your favorite prize from them? He says, mine was always, sadly, the ones that were in Toys R Us, and I always lived to get the bouncy balls. My mom hated the bouncy balls. She would love when I would lose them, so my $1 allowance always went towards bouncy balls. Honestly, I can say I actually just have a funny memory. My grandparents lived in Bellflower, and there was what they used to call King's Buffet. And one Easter, my grandparents took us out to this King's Buffet. It was a Chinese restaurant that we loved to go to. When it changed owners, the place kind of changed, but that's not the point. So anyways, my brother and me saw in the little waiting area before you get seated, there was a couple coin machines, and there was a bunch of X-Men cards. At the time, we were like into like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but me and my brother, we literally put every ounce of change and dollars that we had towards trying to get Wolverine. Sadly, we never got him. We did get a couple other characters that were kind of okay, but like Cyclops, I got Cyclops, but we really, really, really wanted Wolverine. It was just kind of sad. We did get like, I do want to say like 19 cards. They weren't quarter, they were 50 cents, so it was quite a bit. But we did sink as much of our money in there. But unfortunately, we didn't get Wolverine, who is really who I wanted. And basically, we divvied up, like, because it was mostly my money. Any doubles, they went to him automatically. Or if there was a character he really wanted, he would automatically get that character. But yeah. So for me, that was just a fun memory. Number 2, this one comes from a friend on Twitter, and she says, did your parents ever hire gardeners to do your front yard? And was it always weird for you and uncomfortable for you to be around them? My parents had a gardener, and he was a nice guy, but he always had these weird, unprofessional, unproductive people that he worked with. I liked the lead dude. He was nice. He didn't talk much to us, but he did every week have a new handful of guys. He was always a bad judge of character and was put behind bars for hiring a bunch of child abusers. He clearly knew what he was doing. Ooh, I actually have a funny story for that one, actually. So, my parents did have a gardener. They did hire one when we were small. Right up until we were teenagers, we had him, actually. Well, 9, because when we moved, we no longer had him. I kind of wish we had, because he actually became like an uncle to me. He was very awesome. He did actually hire, each week he kind of had a different, at least 1 or 2 of them would be different. Just because he was a good judge of character, and he knew if somebody was like lazy, not really good. He did a lot of the work, which was pretty sad. Normally they would just like have somebody in charge and as an overseer, but no, he was the one doing like most of the work, and the other ones were just like chopping the weeds or like trimming the edges or the sweeper. So he did like, have to like weigh who was good and who was bad. But we did have a very, very, very funny interaction, me and him. So when I was younger. I think I was maybe a third grader, maybe second grader at the time. A lot of people hired him in Moreno Valley. Actually, I used to go to Serrano Elementary, over across from the March Air Force Base. He actually had a bunch of clients in that area. The very first time I noticed he was there, like, I was just in shock, and I was, dramatizing it for my best friend Casey. But it was really, really funny. Well, the next time that I saw him there the next week, I had this thing when he was coming to our house where I always would open our blinds. If I couldn't go outside, like if we were supposed to be napping, I would always open the blinds and I loved to watch him work. He was just so good at what he did, and I loved to watch him. He was really, really interesting. So I would always stare at him and he would wave, but that was when I was smaller. As I got older, my mom noticed that I was really, really, interested. So she would actually let us go out to the porch. I call him my uncle. My uncle actually would start giving me $1 and my two siblings a quarter. And he always said, "For the ice cream man." Well, I never used it. I always would save it. I just thought it was so sweet of him. Like, he was just all over the sweetest guy in the whole wide world. Long story short, I was doing exactly what I did at home. And I went up to my gate because it was during our break, or our lunchtime. So I went up to the gate and I was watching him like I normally do. He had noticed I was watching, and he waved, and I waved back. He did what he would normally do at home. So he came across and he handed me $1 through the gate. And I was never so happy to see him, and I told him I was so excited to see him. He would either come Tuesdays or Fridays, depending on his schedule and, if he had to move somebody around. So he either came Tuesdays or Fridays. So a lot of the time when I started noticing this pattern, that when he was working Tuesdays across from my school, that meant he was going to come to my house Friday. So I started learning this pattern. So when I saw him and he gave me the $1, which was so sweet, he said, "I'll see you Friday." And I said, "Yep, see you Friday," and I walked away. My friends were concerned, and one of our yard duties was actually concerned. She went and obviously talked to the principal and my teacher, like freaking out. So when we get back to class, my teacher immediately stops me at the door and she says, "You need to go to the principal's office." And I'm like, "Okay, for what? Like, what did I do?" And she's like, "You need to go." And the principal pulled me in the office, and he says, "You were seen receiving something from a man on the other side of the gate. Was it a drug deal? What was it?" They were not sure what it was, and they panicked. Basically, they called my mom. They tried to take my $1, which I refused to give it to them. Now, being this person I never disrespected my elders. I always listened to my teachers, principals, anybody, you name it. I usually always listened. I refuse. Like, I straight up, y'all, refuse to give my $1 up. I said, "No, you need to call my mom. I'm not giving this to you. You can talk to my mom. That's my gardener. He's my best friend. You need to talk to my mom. I'm not giving it up." So, of course, my mom was at home sleeping, but she answered the phone. She came to the school hopping mad because they were trying to take my money away. And when my mom came, I said, "Mom, they're trying to take my $1 from Dinar." And she was like, "Why are you doing that? Da, 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 da." And, she had to basically tell them, "No, he's not a bad person. He's our gardener. He's our best friend." Still the funniest thing to this day, that my school actually tripped out over me receiving money from a friend on the other side of the gate. And it tickles me every time I think about it, because I'm like, wow, y'all tripped over something as simple as a friend giving money to a friend like he always does. So it was really, really funny, and yeah, to this day, it tickles me just to think that, that school, tripped out over something like that. That I think nowadays, people wouldn't even, think. They'd be like, "Okay, maybe you know him, maybe family friend," They wouldn't trip out, like they were going to call the cops kind of thing. Is the last one. Comes from a friend on Twitter, and he says, "What was or is your most favorite drink or drinks that you still can't live without?" When I was a kid, I was addicted to this drink my mom made when I was growing up. She called it the pink cactus pear. It was cactus juice with pink lemonade and aloe vera oil and pear juice blended together with coconut milk or almond milk. My mom would always freeze strawberries instead of ice, we would use the strawberries. Also, she would sometimes freeze blueberries if we were out of strawberries, or if she just felt like adding blueberries. It was always my favorite. So most of you who know me should know my standard favorite drink. Woo! Including, right now, there with water. But also, I have really been getting addicted to, I think it's called Parrot, but it's coconut water. So, that's one of my other, like, really big addictions. But I want to know from you guys. There are so many things that I need to talk to you guys about. I think I need to make an updates video. So here is the challenge question. I wrote it down. It's on my phone, but I wrote it down. Okay, so here is the question, and I will still run it down at the bottom. What was or is some of your favorite B-Day memories, or B-Day gifts, or B-Day parties? Again, what was or is some of your favorite B-Day memories, B-Day gifts, or B-Day parties? The whole reason that I give you guys, like, more than one, like, or is because I want you guys to have, like, a million answers that you could possibly come up with. So it could be, you know, what is your favorite memory? What is your favorite gift? What is your favorite party? You know, it could be a location. It could be something you did for that party. Just come up with as many as you want. Like I said, I will close that, the accepting of the answers. I will close that the first Friday in March. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys today in this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.